to sleep. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you. Another trade. We're going to talk about the Tiago Splitter trade. I like this trade for both teams. Tiago Splitter just had so many injury problems. He consistently developed and got better and became a solid center for the San Antonio Spurs. And I liked the addition. They got him in a good steal position, and he ended up panning out and developing. He got the work ethic. He just injury prone. But one of the things that people say is the bad part about the Atlanta Hawks is they don't have no size. They don't have a rim protector. They don't have no big. They got a 7-footer in Tiago Splitter that they're only paying $8.5 million a year. He can protect the rim, he can rebound, and he can also post up every now and then. And that's pretty much good, but they lost DeMarre Carroll, so they're going to have to find out a hole to how to replace him, which I think Coach Budenholzer will do because I trust him as a coach, and he knows offense so well that he'll figure out a way to utilize his player to cover up for the missed spot in DeMarre Carroll. But I mostly think that this trade for Tiago Splitter is better than DeMarre Carroll because you can always find another 3-and-D guy, a guy that can play good defense and shoot the spot-up shots and be a role player. There's a lot of those going around in the league, but it's a hot commodity. Everybody wants a 3-and-D guy. Everybody wants somebody that can stop people defensively. It's a hot trend right now. And to pay DeMarre Carroll $15 million a year, and you already got to pay Paul Millsap $19. And then the salary cap looking, it's too nasty. And they're going to have to figure out, was that keeping DeMarre Carroll, can we win a championship with this team? And they still need holes. They got holes on the bench. They still got holes on the roster, the field. Can we pay DeMarre 15 and DeMarre 15 and pay Paul Millsap 19 a year and still have enough cap to make the roster into a championship roster? I know they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they got destroyed by the Cavaliers without even having Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love. So their odds of beating the Cavaliers with the same roster was low because the Cavaliers going to get better chemistry, they're going to get more confidence, and they already went to the Eastern Conference Finals with a banged-up Kyrie and no Kevin Love. So you know it's going to be hard to beat that team as is. Then you got to beat them again with a full healthy roster probably next year. It's only going to get harder. So is it worth investing all that money in DeMarre Carroll and Paul Millsap when you don't really realistically have a shot of coming out the East against Chicago and against Miami and against Indy and Cleveland? Can you build a roster better than those? I think getting Tiago Splitter gives them a need. They need a big body. They can throw out them lineups. They need a rim protector. They need a center to do the dirty work. And then sometimes they can also throw Paul Millsap at the small forward. They can put Al Horford at the power forward and put Tiago at the center. There's a lot of different things they can do with that lineup, and it adds more versatility. Now they need to upgrade their bench. They got $18 million to spend. Now it's time for Mike Budenholzer to upgrade that bench and update it. They got a lot of good role players that come in and do their job, but he needs to upgrade the talent so that way they have a better chance of winning the championship, and that way they have better pieces that's more dedicated, that's already talented, and already fits well with the system. And that's why it's good having him as a GM, because Mike Budenholzer have an idea of the guys that he want on his team and the pieces that he need to make this roster fill out. He just need to get rid of a couple of these players, replace them with some better players on some good, solid contracts. And I think Budenholzer can turn his team from a first round, second round, third. Now there was an Eastern Conference Final exit. He can turn his team into a contender. And like I said, watch out for that Paul Millsap at the 3, Al Horford at the 4, and Tiago at the 5 lineup sometimes in the seasons, because you don't see a lot of that going big lineup. But they also can go small and just put Al Horford back at the 5. So there's a lot of versatility that they get with this lineup. And now they just got to find a small forward, or they can just put they can just put Thabo Sefolosha at the small forward and improve his jump shot, which is probably unlikely because he had the same jump shot for the last couple of years and never developed into anything better. But they're in a good position now to sign whoever they need to fill them holes. They got $18 million to find another piece to add to this core who already is an all-star core, who already is an Eastern Conference Finals team. Now they just got to add to it, and they can come back and be even better than next year. I like this trade for both teams because Tiago Splitter opens up the door for the Spurs to sign somebody else, regardless if it's Marcus Aldridge or somebody else, because he always injured, he never healthy. So it's good to get rid of that $8 million contract and replace him with somebody else. And then they get to keep Boris Diaw, which is also good because you can just put that small ball lineup with Tim Duncan at the 5 and Boris Diaw at the power forward with Kawhi and Tony and Marco Bellinelli or Danny Green. So I like the lineups that the Spurs can throw out, and I like the lineups that the Hawks can throw out. I think this trade does good for both teams. And like I said, I want to see if the Spurs going to get LaMarcus Aldridge or they're going to use that cap space to get another piece to go with Kawhi Leonard in the future. And I want to see the deals they get with Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili, what kind of deals they sign to give the Spurs more flexibility to sign another piece. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. And check out my older videos. Like this video, like my older videos, subscribe. And Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out.